Hey everybody, we are in the month of April and that means it's Poetry Month. So I wanted to share one of my favorite book of poems by Shel Silverstein, Where the Sidewalk Ends. I used to love reading this book whenever I was your age, so I'm just going to share a couple of my favorite poems out of this book. Now the first one is called Invitation. If you are a dreamer, come in. If you are a dreamer, a wisher, a liar, a hoper, a prayer, a magic bean buyer, if you are a pretender, come sit by my fire, for we have some flags' golden tails to spin. Come in, come in. Okay, that's the very first poem out of Where the Sidewalk Ends. Let's see if I can find another one. Oh. Hug a war. I will not play a tug of war. I'd rather play a hug a war, where everyone hugs instead of tugs, where everyone giggles and rolls on the rug, where everyone kisses and everyone grins and everyone cuddles and everyone wins. I think that's a sweet poem. Let's see, what else do we have? Jimmy Jett and his TV sets. I'll tell you the story of Jimmy Jett, and you know what I tell you is true. He loves to watch his TV set almost as much as you. He watched all day, he watched all night, till he grew pale and lean, from the early show to the late show, and all the shows in between. He watched till his eyes were frozen wide and his bottom grew into his chair and his chin turned into a tuning channel and antenna grew out of his hair and his brains turned into TV tubes and his face to a TV screen and two knobs saying vert and horts grew where his ears had been. And he grew a plug that looked like a tail, so we plugged him in little Jim, and now instead of him watching TV, we all sit around and watch him. Next one is called Smart. My dad gave me $1 bill 'cause I'm his smartest son. And I swapped it for 2 shiny quarters 'cause 2 is more than 1. And then I took the quarters and traded them to Lou for 3 dimes. I guess he doesn't know that 3 is more than 2. Just then along came old blind Bates, and just 'cause he can't see, he gave me 4 nickels for my 3 dimes, and 4 is more than 3. And I took the nickels to Hiram Calms down at the seed feed store, and the fool gave me 5 pennies for them, and 5 is more than 4. And then I went and showed my dad, and he got red in the cheeks and closed his eyes and shook his head. Too proud of me to speak. That's called Smart. I don't think he was being too smart, though. Let's see. This one's called For Sale. One sister for sale, one sister for sale, one crying and spying young sister for sale. I'm really not kidding. So who'll start the bidding? Do I hear $1, a nickel, a penny? Oh, isn't there any one kid who will buy this old sister for sale? This crying and spying young sister for sale? This one is called Sick. I cannot go to school today, said little Peggy Ann McKay. I have the measles and the mumps, a gash, a rash, and purple bumps. My mouth is wet, my throat is dry. I'm going blind in my right eye. My tonsils are as big as rocks. I've counted 16 chicken pox. And there's one more, that's 17. And don't you think my face looks green? My leg is cut, my eyes are blue. It might be instamatic flu. I cough and sneeze and gasp and choke. I'm sure that my left leg is broke. My hip hurts when I move my chin. My belly button's caving in. My back is wrenched. My ankle's sprained. My appendix pains each time it rains. My nose is cold. My toes are numb. I have a sliver in my thumb. My neck is stiff. My voice is weak. I hardly whisper when I speak. My tongue is filling up my mouth. I think my hair is falling out. My elbow's bent. My spine ain't straight. My temperature is 108. My brain is shrunk. I cannot hear. There is a hole inside my ear. I have a hangnail and my heart is... What? What's that? What's that you say? You say today is Saturday? Goodbye. I'm going out to play. Thought that was a cute one. Let's see. Oh, this is one of my favorite ones. Sarah Cynthia Silver Stout would not take the garbage out. Sarah Cynthia Silver Stout would not take the garbage out. She scored the pots and scraped the pans, candied the yams and spiced the hams, and thought her daddy would scream and shout. She simply would not take the garbage out. And so it piled up to the ceilings, coffee grounds and potato peelings, brown bananas, rotten peas, chunks of sour cottage cheese. It filled the can, it covered the floor, it cracked the window and blocked the door with bacon rinds and chicken bones, drippy ends of ice cream cones, prune pits, peach pits, orange peels, gloopy glumps of cold oatmeal, pizza crust and withered greens, soggy beans and tangerines, crust of blackburn buttered toast, gristly bits of beefy roast. The garbage rolled on down the hill. It raised the roof. It broke the wall. Greasy napkins, cookie crumbs, globs of gooey bubble gum, cellophane from green bologna, rubbery blueberry macaroni, peanut butter caked and dry, curdled milk and crust of pie, moldy melons, dried up mustard, eggshells mixed with lemon custard, cold French fries and rancid meat, yellow lumps of cream of wheat. At last the garbage reached so high that finally it touched the sky. And all the neighbors moved away and none of her friends would come to play. And finally Sarah Cynthia Stout said, "Okay, I'll take the garbage out." But then, of course, it was too late. The garbage reached across the state, from New York to the Golden Gate, and there, in the garage she did hate, poor Sarah met an awful fate that I cannot right now relate, because the hour is much too late. But children, remember Sarah Stout, and always take the garbage out.